This is Rich, Hot, and Free. Welcome back to another episode of Rich, Hot, and Free. I'm Jill Stanton, and I am so excited for this one. We are rounding out 2025, and today's episode is all around, it's basically dedicated to me and to you, and to the frequency I think we can all just dial up for ourselves in 2026. So we're talking about how to unlock your inner bad bitch and really activate your I don't give a fuck energy in 2026. Because here's the thing, the women who are doing big shit in this space aren't necessarily always the loudest ones. Instead, they're the ones who lead themselves from a frequency that most people can't hold. The frequency of radical self-ownership and self-responsibility, the frequency of delusional self-belief and non-circumstantial self-leadership and a high self-image and a high self-concept and an I don't give a fuck level of audacity, or as I like to call it, the bad bitch frequency. And I really feel like a lot of women could use a hit of this energy as we move into 2026, which is why I wanted to shoot this episode. So that's what we're going to be jamming on today, because one thing that I think plagues so many women in this space is their fear of being misunderstood, or their fear of being called out or judged or upsetting people or triggering people or activating people online. And I think this comes from both, one, our wiring, meaning it's psychological for a lot of us, and two, our conditioning. So we're wired for belonging, right? From an evolutionary standpoint, being accepted into the tribe was literal survival, right? Rejection wasn't just awkward for people, it could mean actual death. So the brain still interprets judgment or other people's disapproval or being misunderstood as a threat to their safety, as a threat to your safety. And this is typically why your heart races when someone doesn't approve of what you're doing, or why you obsess over a mean comment or a cold DM response or someone being a dickhead, or it's why you self-censor yourself before you even give yourself the chance to speak, right? It's not just insecurity. It's literally your nervous system equating judgment with danger. And that has you toning yourself down, dimming your power, or not being as bold as you want to be, right? It has you shying away from bigger visibility or bigger opportunities, or it has you not raising your prices, or it has you not holding the boundaries you want to be holding because your nervous system kicks in and it stops you in order to protect you. And then also the other side of this is cultural conditioning, right? Like this good girl programming so many of us were brought up with, right? Most women were raised to be liked, to be agreeable, to not be too much or too loud. We were raised to keep the peace. We were raised to wait to be chosen or wait to be picked, or we were learned that being approved of is rewarded, and being bold or confrontational or fully expressed can result in punishment or being excluded or being shamed. Right? So that good girl conditioning, it trains you to believe that you need to be palatable to be valuable, right? You need to be liked in order to be safe. You need to be understood in order to be successful, which is really just straight up total bullshit. But it runs so deep for so many of us, especially in women who have built success through performative energy or proving energy or perfectionism. And when you're stuck in good girl energy, often you don't trust your own power. And so you outsource it to other people. And that looks like you waiting for validation before making a move. Or it looks like you diluting your message so no one misunderstands you or gets triggered. It looks like you over-explaining yourself or justifying your offers or discounting your offers or discounting your price points. It looks like you hiding in plain sight. Right? These are all micro protections that are designed to keep you safe from being too much. But what they really do is they keep you invisible to the people who actually want to pay you. So what do we do with this? Well, you stop trying to be understood and you start prioritizing being expressed. You stop trying to be liked by everyone and you start trying to be remembered by the right ones. You stop trying to just be nice and you start activating your bad bitch frequency. So what is bad bitch frequency? All right. It's not cockiness. Bad bitch frequency is conviction. It's presence, right? A bad bitch is anchored in her power. She is unbothered. She is unconcerned with what other people might think, say, or believe about her. Okay, these are the women who show up. They don't show up improving energy. They aren't trying to look powerful. They aren't trying to avoid criticism. They're not trying to be liked by people on the internet. They aren't trying to control other people's perceptions of them, right? They are unwavering in who they are. They have this like rock solid self-image. They have a high self-concept. They have high self-esteem. They have high self-belief. And that's why they stay at the top. Think about it. Think about the most potent chicks that you follow online. The ones that you always watch or you always buy from. The ones that you continuously invest in or pay attention to. I bet you any money they aren't trying to get you to like them. I bet you they don't actually care if you like them or not. They care about getting their work out into the world and in front of the people who are aligned with it. And they are unbothered by what non-dream clients think about them. So let's see if this is showing up for you right now. Okay, I want you to pause this and go look at some of your recent posts or think back to a recent decision that you made and ask yourself, did you create that content or did you make that decision from nice girl energy? Were you trying to not rock the boat? Were you trying to not be too strong or too pushy or too salesy? What about the decision you recently made? Is there something that you can think of where you wanted to go a certain way or you wanted to invest in something or do something or maybe create or launch something new, but you didn't because it felt like too much of a stretch for you? And so you chose maybe the safer option or the more familiar option? I bet you any money, if this episode is resonating with you right now, you can think of at least one instance where you chose being good or being nice over being powerful and doing what you actually want to do, being who you actually want to be. That is good girl success. And I promise you right now, it will keep you in this loop of performing or prioritizing external validation and other people's approval over your own self-approval and your own power. And this is where bad bitch leadership comes in. Okay, so what is good girl success versus bad bitch leadership? Well, good girl success is like, it's being highly capable. It's doing what's right or what's good. And it's often driven by proving energy. Okay, good girl success is someone who's afraid of being too much. She typically overworks or she over edits herself or she undercharges. Right? She also typically has like low emotional maturity, or she lets outside circumstances affect her energy, or she lets her energy affect how much she sells. She likely is a people pleaser, or she tries to contort people's perceptions of her, or she often bends her boundaries so that she doesn't offend anyone or get anyone mad at her. Whereas bad bitch leadership is self-led. Okay? A bad bitch leader has strong as fuck boundaries. She has high standards. Okay? There's no over-explaining with a bad bitch. She is just authentically herself. She believes that she can handle anything. She is confident. She has high self-esteem. She has a rock-solid self-image. She knows that she's the one. She has radical self-ownership. She's often emotionally mature, emotionally grounded. She can stay grounded in tense situations. And she often will always prioritize having her own back because she deeply, deeply trusts herself. Okay? So how do you access and normalize the bad bitch frequency? Well, first, you have to actually want to anchor into this for yourself, right? So for me, I had to consciously decide to become it. Like I had to consciously practice it. And I did that through micro upgrades. I did it through micro embodiment, okay? So I started with speaking my needs more. I started with micro raising my standards or holding new boundaries or starting to ask for what I actually want. I started saying no more without trying to justify it, right? I had to practice this. I had to put the reps in. Okay, you don't just like tap into this frequency once and then all of a sudden you're a bad bitch. right? You decide to move from that frequency every day. You start to normalize it through repetition until it just is who you are now. Okay, so to do this in your life, pick one area in your business or in your life and start to amp up your bad bitch energy. Start to dial it up a bit. For example, with your content, like we were talking about before. Next time you go to create a post, I want you to ask yourself, what would I say here if I believed that I was a bad bitch? If I believed I was the one they couldn't get enough of? Or how would I say this if I was leading myself in a I don't give a fuck energy? Or what image would I use? Or what video would I shoot? How would I grab their attention? Or what would I do after I actually posted it? Would I hit fucking refresh to see if anyone was triggered by it? Would I obsess over DMs? Or would I hit that post and walk away? Because I'm a bad bitch and their projections or their comments don't even faze me. Or what about holding a boundary? Say a client wants a refund, okay? Even though it's like a no refunds policy. Well, how would the bad bitch version of you handle that? Well, you'd probably hold the boundary. You'd probably say no and explain the refund policy and then just leave it at that. There would be no justifying. Or even better, you would get your team to handle it and you wouldn't even engage with it. Okay, so whatever area in your business or your life you could use more bad bitch energy, pick one this week and start to approach it with bad bitch energy. Perfect timing for the holidays. Another hack I love for this stuff is using identity statements or I am statements. Like, I'm the kind of chick people love to pay. Or one of my current ones, it's on my phone screen, is I'm living proof that you can 10x your wealth in 1 year. Fuck yes to that. Or this was one of mine for years. I'm the type of chick who gets anything she wants. Repeat those to yourself over and over again and watch how your energy starts to shift. And then my final hack for this, I can't remember if I've already told you guys about this, but I am obsessed with subliminal audios. I listen to them all the time now. And also, I created my own. Okay, so I'm going to pop the link in the show notes. I created a whole vault. You can go to jillstanton.com/vault. And I have subliminal audios for all different vibes and outcomes. So I personally listen to them every day. When I'm working, when I'm out walking, when I'm working out, when I'm cooking, all of that. I have a bad bitch frequency subliminal as well. And I freaking love it. It's like three minutes, I think. Super easy to listen to. I'll pop the link in the show notes, like I said, if you want to grab it. But I love listening to these. I listen to them on repeat. It is literally my favorite way of upgrading my identity lately. It feels like lazy girl manifesting because it's just like so passive. So again, grab that if you want to. It's going to be in the show notes. And really, just as I round this out, honestly, I think cultivating a bad bitch frequency really comes down to this. At some point, you have to decide that you're just sick of your own shit. Like you're sick of not being a bad bitch and you're ready to step into a new frequency. Like you have to want it, okay? You have to want to stop the proving energy. You have to stop wanting to be a people pleaser. You have to stop wanting to be the nice girl. You have to want to show yourself what you're made of. You have to want to raise your standards. You have to want to step into a bad bitch frequency so that you can go do the big shit that you want to do, that you keep saying you want to do. And the perfect timing for that is 2026 because that's how you win in this game. You don't win in this game by apologizing for your bigness. Fuck no. You win by owning it. And then straight up, being a good girl might keep you comfortable, but it will never, ever make you magnetic. I promise you that. And also straight up, like this is going to sound really quite strong, but it is the most inauthentic shit you could do because at the core of it, you're doing it to control other people's perceptions of you, not because it's authentic to you. And when you start to release that and you start to really allow yourself to step into an I don't give a fuck energy, you free yourself and you become so magnetic. You live more authentically. You start believing in yourself more. You start respecting yourself more. And that is the vibe that we are taking into 2026, chicks. I promise you that. All it takes is repetition, putting the reps in, starting to normalize this way of being. And it starts with you wanting to harness this energy for yourself. It starts with you wanting to do this work for yourself, to cultivate that bad bitch frequency, to start anchoring into a new level of bad bitch leadership. And so I'll leave it at that because of course, it's the holidays, and I don't want to fire you up too much as you go to do Christmas with your family, and then you show up on Christmas Day and your bad bitch frequency and like, I don't know, flipping tables and shit. So I'll leave it there. But truly, this is the vibe that we are taking into 2026. This can be your biggest and best year yet. All it takes is the decision for you to release the things that no longer serve you. Release the identities that keep you small. Release the beliefs that keep you stuck in proving energy. When you do that, when you allow yourself to truly go for it and to do that work, you will notice so many aligned magnetic opportunities flowing into your life. You will be a walking, talking fucking magnet for cash, clients, wealth, alignment, momentum, growth, success, magnetism, all the things we say we want. All it takes is the guts to go for it. That's the energy of 2026. I promise you that. So I would love to hear what comes up for you as I sit here and gel at you in the final few weeks of 2025. If this brought something up for you, if this activated something in you, if it resonated with you, I would love to hear what landed for you. Shoot me a DM on IG or drop a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. My IG is at I am Jill Stanton, and I would love to hear what this activated in you. So thank you so much for joining me this week on your holiday week. I appreciate you guys being here in such a big way. I cannot wait to step into 2026 with you guys. If you want to grab the Subliminal Vault, that's in the show notes. If you're ready to lock in your next big win and make 2026 your most successful, aligned, peaceful, growth-fueled, dripping in magnetism, audacious, courageous, confident, bad bitch year, I want to talk to you. I'm going to drop the link for your next big win in the comments, or excuse me, not in the comments, in the show notes. That's a 30-minute one-on-one call with me for, it sounds crazy. I think people think I'm lying, but it's true. $33. And I cannot wait to connect with you. There is so much magic waiting for you on the other side of a new identity and the decision to go for it. That's the vibe. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.